A bombshell has dropped at Leicester City Football Club today. We have got our first sit-down interview with any big figure at the club since pretty much when we won the Premier League, about a decade ago nearly at this point. KHUN has sat down for a 13.5-minute interview here with Dan, and he's going to be talking about multiple things. We're going to react to this for the first time live. I have not pre-watched this. This has just dropped on the Leicester City YouTube channel, and this follows a John Percy article that released today, speaking about a big hierarchical change at the club. John Rudkin is moving upstairs, basically. He's staying in a director of football role, but he's going to have way less control over things. We are looking to hire our first ever technical director at the club that is going to be working hand in hand with Martin Glover, with scouting and all of that stuff and day-to-day management of things. We're also looking for a new chief executive and also communications officers. So lots and lots of stuff happening, especially with Susan Whelan stepping down recently. So we're going to watch this interview, see what Top has to say, and then offer any thoughts on any insights that he potentially gives here. I don't know if we're going to hear in this interview stuff that we've just seen in that article from John Percy. Let's find out.
Here we go. We're here today in Bangkok because now you feel is the right time to speak to our fans. What would you like to say to them?
It's been so long that last time I spoke to the fans.
This feels bizarre.
I think it's about time that I want to, sharing all the information and, give your trust back to the club. And
big, because that is something that a lot of people don't have in the club right now. I also wonder if this was actually planned to be happening, or whether with the statement they put out recently with fan protests and the chants and stuff, whether it sort of forced their hand a little bit.
Asking all the fans to know and closer together as the club, as the chairman, as the interim CEO. I want the club back to be same like when I come in the first time. And I think we have a very good time and really have a very sad time, and we have a very difficult time together. Oops. But the main thing that today want to talk to you is I want to get closer. I want to get more information to the fan. I want the fan to feel what I plan to do. I want fan to understand what the club want to move going forward, how we're going to do it.
Because it is clearly something that you want to open up those lines of communication. You've even had a meeting with the fan advisory board as well. So you're already putting in the steps of reconnecting with the fan base. Is that a fair way of putting it?
I think first year that we owned the club in 2010, I did have that conversation and met with many fans.
Yep.
I hear them.
I shook his hand, right? When they would go around the pitch at the end of the season and everything like that. I've shook our chairman's hand, which is pretty cool to be able to say. So it's just a shame that over the last few years, again, that transparency, the openness, the communication, it hasn't been there at all.
And I think that time I feel connected, and I think that is a good way to do it.
It is.
For whatever reason is gone for quite a while, and after many things.
For whatever reason is because there is no communication, though, right? That is the reason why fans feel disconnected, is because we've not. Everyone knows that there's problems going on, but it's never actually put out by the club, and it's frustrating.
COVID and the communication is gone, and I think we have many things that happened in the last 7 years, and also we have some good time in Europe, win FA Cup together, and and relegate that we not planned, and it's quite fast. The time has been flying, but I never forget to communicate. But it's not easy at time, and I see that and I feel that how the fan is perceived, and that main reason actually today that I want to reconnect, and I want to let them understand what it feel, and what I ask them to help, because a football club need fan to support, and as the chairman, as the owner, as the acting CEO, whatever position, I'm the fan as well. So it's important, and the players, whatever they perform, they perform well. I think we are human beings and we want to success, but every team also want to success. So we have to fight, and that a little help from the fan can drive something special.
You can see how much passion you have just in talking to you about the football club, about the history, about absolutely everything. So does it sometimes upset you then when that is called into question, your love for the club?
I think when we lost the game, as the football fans, I know how it feels because I'm love football, and you have to respond to all those criticism or complaint or expectation of the fan that we should win Premier League, and we want to win every year, of course. But in real life, it's not easy. But I accept expectation. I understand how the fan want the club going the direction that they love to see, but we have to be understand, and I try to understand also. Otherwise, I cannot live in this situation anyway. That if we are in a good plan, we should be back in Premier League, and all those
should. By the way, also as I'm recording this, the club have just put out a post on their site talking about this interview, linking to the interview. This was recorded last Friday on the 7th of November. They have confirmed that in Bangkok, as they said at the beginning. The interview was followed by an online briefing with the club's fan advisory board, who will provide further supporter-led insight to Top in person when he returns to the UK in the coming weeks. He's currently paying respect to Thailand's late Queen Mother Sirikit, and so is there. The next scheduled fan advisory board meeting will take place on Wednesday, the 19th of November, where he will be represented by the club's interim managing director, who will support Top in his capacity as interim CEO until a permanent CEO is appointed. So obviously we'll watch the rest of this, but good to know that we've got another board meeting coming up soon where he's going to be represented, and the fans' representation is once again going to be shown. And it really feels like this is what has needed to happen for a while. And this reconnect, he mentions there about if the plan's good, then we'll go back up to the Premier League. And that's all well and good, but we could very easily just get relegated again. The finances of the club need to be in a significantly better position than they have been in recent years, which is why when we've gone up last time, we came straight back down, just dismal. PSR, point deductions, somehow we avoided it last year. We're not going to avoid it this year. So getting promoted doesn't mean that everything is all good and fine. The running of everything is more important, really.
Complaint, criticism, whatever, in this, real life, that everybody got it, is okay for me. Even in Leicester, I walk there in the stadium and see some fans, they support. So I think I don't ask people to love or support to my family, to myself, to the club, but I ask them to a little bit understand what the club try to do. And expectation is good to have, but we have to manage, and we will manage.
You can understand, though, why some supporters might have that feeling about things that the club hasn't got right in the past couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I mentioned.
By the way, I'm glad that, like, obviously all of these questions and stuff are going to be, like, pre-screened and everything like that. But the fact that there's, like, this directness of saying, yeah, stuff's gone wrong and people are upset about it, rather than him just having a wishy-washy interview where he says, yeah, we'll talk more, but then not actually addressing anything. It's good.
We have a lot of difficult time. Is clear, and how we try to fix. I'm sure that I'm not gonna let this kind of situation go on, because it's difficult. When it's difficult, the fan feel difficult. I have to manage difficult too. So I think it's not easy, the situation we got, but it's gonna take time. That nothing to lie, because sport is not easy to change one thing in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Like we are in championship when we bought the club, we said we try to bring the team back to Premier League. It takes 3 years, and it takes almost 7 years, 8 years in Premier League, and now we back to be the same, like 10 years or 15 years ago that we're in championship. I think we need time to rebuild everything. Maybe some fan is not happy with the answer that I said, but is realistic, and I don't want to make sure. I want to make sure that everybody understand the same, that when to rebuild something is not to change everything and gonna be success. I think
It's true.
effort and time. Of course, if it's shorter, I do it. If it's not success, we try again. If it's success, we win together.
So how do you want the club to feel then moving forward?
I mean, hopefully it wouldn't take 10 to 15 years to, like, rebuild, but you never know in sport, right? Some teams have been outside of the Premier League for so long. I mean, we were out for ages, Forest were out for ages, Sunderland have been gone for a while. Sometimes it can take longer than the fans and the club would hope to freshen everything up and all of that stuff. God, I wish I could be the one interviewing him. This would be... I respect you, Dan. I respect you a lot.
Whether that's in the short term or the long term, whether that's supporters, the players, the staff, in this next chapter, which is fair to say it is going to be difficult. You've said that yourself. How do you want the club to feel together?
I think first thing is, like I said, you have to understand the difficulty of championship where we are now. I'm sure
hard.
we have all ambition that we want to back to Premier League, and
But it's not as simple as that.
first thing that people have to be closer, more communication, and I think transparency with all the things to the fan, to the players, and I will use a lot of time to talk to the fan advisory board, and I'm gonna use time to understand more what the fan need, because inside the club,
Communication.
I always ask the players or the staff what they need, what I can do. I want to improve a lot of aspect in the club, and the first thing is we need to be closer. We need to be talking, communication more, and
Yep, 100%.
and the idea will come. And after the talk to the director, I think we have sharing a lot of information, a lot of ideas, what the club should do or should not do, what going forward. I think it has a lot of plan together, and I think this just the starting point. I think has more to come in the near future.
Yeah, I guess the criticism that fans have had is that they've just not heard enough from you or from
pretty
the
much.
Senior members of staff in the club. So this is, okay, it's a starting block, it's the first small step, but it's your way of saying to them, we're changing that.
I think maybe it's my fault also, because
Fair play.
I used to talk to the fan, I used to talk to the media, but I have responsible here in Thailand a lot, and we have a lot of things happening during COVID to now. But anyway, is the past that I want to change the way we communicate, and we want to change the way we are, telling the fan and listen to the fans, because I'm Generation Y. I know how it's important, and I know how social media work. I know how people love to involve with the thing that they are interesting. And we are today, like you mentioned, Dan, that it just start. So I hope it's good start and it will continue.
So too.
I want to do it long time. That's why I said maybe my fault that my time is not right, or I travel, or I think it's okay, and football result is still, have to see. So it's a lot of things behind. But in my mind is always I want to speak, I want to see fan, I want to listen to them, I want to improve in communication. And we are here today because I want to do it.
Just understanding that how I guess to find the balance between what's happened in the past, not just the bad things, but the good things, and particularly the last few years, and then showing the fans that you've learned from those, and that in the next future and the building for the future is everything can be learned and pushed into that one goal.
I think behind the scene that people doesn't see, or they don't even have ideas what behind. Maybe I cannot say, but we work so hard, in terms of to make sure the club is in the right place, and try to fight when we are trying to fight with the relegation last year. A lot of difficulty, a lot of pain. So I think maybe that part is when we are in difficulty, we have to be planning and understand. When you understand, then you fix. We try to fix a lot of things, and many things is not going what we expect. That's why I mentioned to you that maybe sometime I should communicate at that time, but maybe it's my fault that I didn't do it, and we are here, and I think we should reconnect it and should start planning and doing the same and telling the fan what happening, and then fix together.
Okay, so we don't get the details. We don't get the details said that, like, we are looking for this, we are restructuring, which has all come out in the article from John Percy. But, as he said, it is the start of a reconnection, and actually taking fault or blame for the lack of communication, whilst some people will be like, well, yeah, you should have done this ages ago. Yes, it is correct. We should have had communication over the last few years. But if there is not going to be a change in ownership, then you want things to change in a positive way. This is absolutely a step in the right direction of reconnecting with the fan base and everything along those lines. I'm going to very quickly open up, Leicester have once again tweeted after this interview has just gone live, this right here, but we'll get it from the official channel. So we can confirm the appointment of Kamontip Hanumsak to the position of interim managing director to support the club's leadership during a period of executive transition. So even though he didn't mention it in that, the club are actually making it public that we are going through a transition period when it comes to executive and hierarchy positions. So he'll provide strategic support to Top in his capacity as interim CEO until the permanent CEO is appointed, with particular focus on commercial and operational fields. Highly regarded as business strategist and specialist in supply chain innovation, operational efficiency and customer service in consumer goods and retail sectors. He's recently recruited to King Power from CP Extra. She will be another... interesting. She'll be formally introduced to the club's fan advisory board at its next scheduled meeting. So this... they will be the one representing Top, as I said, from that message that we got before. So... good. Again, open communication from the club. This is what we've wanted to hear. And again, you see this. This was what was put out alongside the interview. This is what I was referring to. So, this is where we got the date of the interview, and also, well, was it here? So, they're supporting Top, and will be representing him there. So it's certainly going to be an interesting period, depending on how long it takes in their search for the technical director, which is a position that has never been at the club before, but you see them at a lot of other clubs, and they do really, really well. The information that we got earlier was that the club are willing to pay compensation to any target that they have for that role that is currently in work. So they clearly view it as a priority to get that sorted. To get Rudkin away from that exact role and move him into a slightly more passive one, it feels like it's taken a long time, and it's been a long time coming, but we are seeing board level changes at the club, seemingly in response potentially to fan unrest, but also to club management that has just not been good enough over the last few years or so. So it's good to see. Like, this is something, as I said, we haven't seen these kind of people in these positions at the club speak for like a decade. I think the last one was after we won the league. And as he said, he used to talk to the media, but not anymore. So let's hope that this is a good change going forward. More communication, more transparency, information on what is going on at the club and why. Because the fans always have these questions and we all have assumptions. Some stuff potentially gets leaked, but we never get official communication about it. So, step in the right direction, and I'm intrigued how this is going to affect things going forward, but good.